Hey everyone, this is Colin Gordon, and in this video I'm going to walk through using SEL-3827 Virtual Connect Client with the SEL-3620 authentication proxy. If you have some sort of software on your system, such as a legacy piece of software that you need to be able to use through the SEL-3620 proxy, but that software doesn't give you the ability to authenticate using a username and password, we can do that for you and present to that software a virtual serial port or virtual Ethernet port using SEL-3827 Virtual Connect Client. So that's what I'm going to walk through in this video, is showing how to use that with the 3620. On my screen I have SEL-3827 software installed. If you don't have this, you can go ahead and ask your local sales representative to get you a copy of this software. This is SEL-3827 version 1.2. And I'm going to go ahead and have this connect to and configure it to connect to the SEL-3620 authentication proxy. I'll go to the communications option, I'll click connect. The virtual port settings is the type of virtual port that gets presented to the software that you are then able to use. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a virtual serial port. It's going to be a COM port number of 10. And this is the COM port, the virtual serial port, that my system is going to be able to use when it's connecting through the 3620 directly to the SEL-735 relay. Now the next thing I got to program are the connection settings, and this is the protocol and IP address of the 3620 authentication proxy port itself. So in our case it's going to be 192.168.1.2 and TCP port 22, and protocol is Secure Shell or SSH. These more advanced options such as Modbus and Enable Break, we don't need to worry about that. We'll address those two options in a future video when we talk about how to connect the 3620 proxy to a GE multi-LIN relay. So now that we've configured these options, we can also save them as a pre-saved VCC configuration file name. So I'll just go ahead and call this 3620 COM10. So now that that's all configured, I'll go ahead and select Connect. Now what it's going to do is it asks me for my username and password. Now in a previous video I configured engineer, supervisor, and technician accounts on the 3620. So I'm going to use my supervisor account for this demo. Now 5827 is going out, is connecting via SSH to the 3620. It's going to ask me to continue here if I've never connected to this device before. And now we see here that I have a normal terminal session interface with the SEL-3620. Now at this point what I can do is select my device. You'll notice that I'm on the prompt of the relay, the 735, and now I have a transparent session I can open up by accessing COM port 10 on this system. So I'll give you an example of what that would look like. I could use some legacy SEL software such as SEL-5010 or SEL-5020. In this case, I'm just going to open up TerraTerm again and show how you can connect to COM port 10. And now, on this terminal interface, I have a direct virtual connection using this virtual COM port 10 directly to the relay, and I didn't need to authenticate in order to access its interface. So this is how you can use legacy software such as SEL-5010, 5020, or third-party software such as GE's EnterVista software to be able to access a device securely while authenticating to the 3620 using SEL-5827 software. Now while I'm connected on COM port 10 on this piece of terminal software, you'll notice that the SEL-5827 client has gone blue. So that's how you'll know that something is connected to the virtual port at this time. And if I were to exit out of that COM port 10, you'll see now that the screen has gone back to black, and I can access my relay from this terminal software, 5827, just as I normally would. I can terminate out using my terminate sequence, Control W, and I can go ahead and exit and access another 3622 from here. So this is a quick tutorial about how to use 5827 Virtual Connect Client software with the SEL-3620 proxy.